Hey, so this is another video highlighting my current collector's edition obsession, which is DC Finest. So I was on the ball this week, and I got the really latest collection, which just dropped this week. Well, it didn't with Jeff Bezos' site anyway, and it is DC Finest Supergirl, Body and Soul. So the majority of the story is written by Peter David. It's just like a few little one shots done by different writers from the annuals, etc. And the majority of the art is by Gary Frank, and then Leonard Kirk comes on later on. I've been waiting a long time for a collection like this. For me, yeah, everybody loves the Incredible Hulk when Peter David came on. Yeah, I absolutely adored it, but I feel like he had more freedom when he came on more lesser known characters or reinventions of existing characters, such as Supergirl and also Captain Marvel, whose omnibus I will get eventually. So this collects. So it's from the. This is hard to believe. It's from the years 1996 to 1998. I can't believe it's been nearly 30 years when this first came out. It only feels about 10 years ago. So it collects um, the classic run when it first came in 1996. So it's issues. It's Supergirl. It's showcased 96 number 8, which introduced the first solo adventure of this version of Supergirl, and it includes Supergirl 1 to 18, Supergirl Annual 1 to 2, and Supergirl Plus number 1, which is a team up with her and Mary Marvel. And so it says, Linda Danvers, the girl of Steel reborn, Linda Danvers was headed down a dark path. Her rebellious nature strained her relationship with her parents. She struggled to make ends meet as an artist, and her dubious boyfriend Buzzy's obsession with the occult led to her being sacrificed during a botched ritual. But that wasn't the end of Linda. While investigating the cult that Buzz was involved with, Matrix, the protoplasmic entity posing as the current Supergirl, came across the near-dead Linda and saved her by fusing the two of them together into a single being. Now sharing Matrix's memories and powers, Linda is more than just a superfan. She's the new Maiden of Might. Watch out, world! Supergirl is back. So Matrix came out on this version of Supergirl, who was known as Matrix, came out from the whole Death and Return of Superman. And she had very big hair back in those days. And it's a really clever reinvention. So it meant he said could just have a completely clean slate with the history of Supergirl. He wasn't bogged down by continuity, and he could just rewrite Supergirl's origin basically. And it's a very clever idea of blending Matrix, this basically protoplasmic blob of a being from outer space who could change its shape, etc., and merging her with Linda Danvers. Wasn't that the name of Supergirl in the TV series in the film? I can't remember. And what I love, what's fascinating for me as a time capsule is just seeing, like with this cover here, is just seeing Gary Frank's artwork, how it's changed so much from this era, from when he did Incredible Hulk to what he's doing now currently with Doomsday Clock and also with Geiger. How his art style has become much more fine-lined, much more etchy and detailed cross-action. This style was very much more in the line of, because he's a British artist. He came on to prominence with the UK, Marvel UK, when they tried to do like American format style comics in the UK. He did some strips of Motormouth and things like that. Then he moves on to the Hulk. Um, so his art style is very much more that clean lined, almost Alan Davis kind of style, which is very pleasing to look at. I used to think this was some of the best artwork ever. I mean, that was such an iconic cover. And he's just always had such a great way with faces, very much like Kevin Maguire does as well. And Gorilla Grodd's in one of the stories. What's fascinating about this series, it's a perfect blend of superhero action, fantastic superhero action, small town Americana, these dysfunctional family relationships, everything that like Peter David's strengths, and friendships, natural dialogue, interpersonal relationships, dating, falling out of dating, all that goes on with being a young, late teen, 20 something person. and also the responsibility of being a superhero at the same time. But then there's a huge slice of this supernatural mystery, what you're thrown into straight from the get-go of issue one, and it doesn't really get explained for a long, long time. It slowly gets you get snippets of what's going on with. There's like a bigger mystery out there, and you also realise a big secret about Linda Danvers, who Matrix takes over to become Supergirl. There's a lot of shocks. There's a lot of twists, and I forgot about a lot of this, to be honest, because I did read it when it came out in single issues back, God, in the 90s. I'm so old. And it's just a delight. I've only just started reading, well, I won't say it started it yesterday, and I'm already on about 180 pages. That shows it's really good. It's a really good story. So there's 564 pages of story. Like I said, the art is amazing. The stories just flow so beautifully, and um, even when Gary Frank leaves, Leonard Kirk is a very, very strong replacement. So there's no jarring with it. Like with everything, though, the only ones that do let it down a bit, but not that much. It's just that they're not really in continuity. Are the annuals, which is the case for any comic. No annual is ever as good as the comics, apart from a few of the specials in the 80s with Batman and the New Mutants. But I digress. Anyway, but yeah, highly recommend it. It's £39.99. I got this from Amazon for £24. Um, yeah, it's a good investment. This is a lot cheaper than buying an Epic collection. I love Marvel Epic collections. I think they're great. I just think they're vastly overpriced and not enough pages. And you get it's almost like double the size of an Epic collection for a lot less. $39.99. You can't go wrong. This is the latest one. I think the next one that's coming out is the War Collection. There might be another one in between. I can't remember, which I'm definitely going to be getting on. I'll do a look at that as well. So yeah, highly recommend this. Like I said, I've not read it fully, so I'll give a proper review maybe later on. But DC fans are addictive. Those on the compact comic collections are just so much bang for your buck. Really, really worth investing in. And I will be doing some more DC Finest content today. Okay, bye.